Have you ever met someone on an online dating site and thought, wow, this guy is perfect for me, or she is simply amazing, only to find out they were hiding a deep, dark secret? They plan to vote for Hillary. FreedomLovers.us was created for singles who want to exchange ideas and a love for freedom. People who are looking for solutions to create and defend freedom in the real world, and at the same time, getting that once-in-a-lifetime chance to find their true soulmate. Whether you are interested in meeting your soulmate, making new friends, networking, or hanging out with that like-minded liberty lover, visit freedomlovers.us. It's the first free dating site and community. So patriots, don't waste your time with other dating sites. freedomlovers.us is the place where like-minded singles really click.
Here we go, guys and girls. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luke at Zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and all United States.FM network. This is the hour about love, final hour. What is the most important, really, feeling that we have, from my opinion, of course, or even not just a feeling, it's a sensation, it's an emotion. It's some sort of, let's say, the energy that really moves the world. It's love. And love, as I said, it has really different type of shapes and forms. But the one of the most, for me, pure form of love is when you should be concerned about a fellow human being, in this case is an American, or other human beings that even you do not know, but you know that something is wrong and they are facing injustice. And it's so easy today in today's society just to get used to the cynical world that we live in. Say, you know what? It's not happening to me. Why should I bother? Why really should I care? Meanwhile, there is a life there. There are more than one life probably, suffering, being destroyed. But in this case, the case I want to bring today, it is way beyond just some surreal story. This is about a real situation that is happening right now in our, let's say, judicial system, in our private prison system, when there are a man, in this case, Ammon Bundy, was facing the same reality that probably many other third world countries or, places like China or, I don't know, all these things that we think that we are better off, they're facing. Guess what? In America right now, there is torture for political dissidents. There is a no humane treatment just because you are on the bad list of the government. And this is something for me, we need to talk about it. Not just because we want to entertain ourselves, but we want to do something. We want to start to stop this, because next time could be your son, could be your daughter, could be yourself. So right now I have with me a lady, her name is Kelly Stewart, who I had the opportunity to meet through a common friend. His name, of course, Kenny from Michigan. Kenny Rhodes. Kenny told me, look, there is this lady who's been in contact directly with Ammon Bundy. And what happened? According to Ammon's voice, they're torturing him. They're treating him like an animal. He may not make it. So I went to watch the video, but it's disturbing. I need to have her on the show right now because I really think we should be a little bit more also informed of what's going on to this man, regardless you think it's guilty or not guilty. Nobody deserves to be treated like that, especially when you're still innocent until proven guilty. Okay? Anyway, let me call on the air here, Kelly. Kelly Stewart, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
All right, Kelly, nice to meet you. And I know you're driving. What part of the States are you in right now?
I am actually just arriving to the jail in Pahrump, Nevada. It's Southern Nevada Detention Center, and it is a private prison in Nevada.
Yes, private prison is the right word. We know that. Unfortunately, this is the new culture now. It's called, it's like an industry. They need customers. That means they need more people in jail. Now, question is, where are you coming from? I know you're driving there, but you're not from Nevada. Where are you from?
No, I'm not. I drove in from Washington.
You drove from Washington. And I'm just curious, I don't know anything about you. What really motivates you to drive all the way from Washington? That is kind of Washington State, I guess we are talking, right? All the way to Nevada.
Right.
It's a long ride. Are you by yourself? Why are you doing that? Are you a relative with Ammon? Are you a friend? What's going on?
I am by myself right now. I actually met Ammon and his family last year after they started challenging the federal government on some of the areas that they have really overstepped their boundaries. And so when Ammon and the rest of the group who occupied the Malheur Wildlife Refuge were sent to Portland to be detained until their trial. I went and regularly visited them with my family, got to know them, and got to understand who they are and what they're about. And they are remarkable people, and it was a wonderful day when they were all found not guilty for their Oregon trials, and now they are here in Nevada awaiting trial for once again standing up to the federal government. And
wow,
I got a lot of police. A lot of police up here, so I might.
I'm pretty impressed. You know, I'm telling you, you are like by yourself driving from Washington on your money, on your dime, to meet Ammon, that you're not even a relative. I mean, that's what the love I was talking about, you know. But now tell me something. I know you already met him. You already talked to him. I watched a video. Tell me exactly what's going on, exactly what happened to Ammon the last few hours. What's going on with him?
Well, the difficult thing about what they're all facing is these are all people who have been denied bail. So they have not committed a capital offense, meaning they have not murdered anybody, they have not harmed anybody whatsoever, and they've been denied bail because they are political prisoners. The government does not agree with their political standpoint, and so they've been detained, much like when he was detained in Portland for 9 months and then found not guilty. All of the suffering they're enduring until then is as though they have been found guilty before they even make it to trial. So I learned of what was going on here in Nevada. There is some extreme abuse going on to the point where Ammon does not think he will make it out of this facility alive. He actually said yesterday, they are trying to kill me.
Oh my gosh.
And there are other detainees that have called out and said, we do not believe Ammon will make it to his trial. We believe they will kill him before he makes it to his trial. So that's what got me in the car, and I told Ammon we were on our way.
This is very disturbing, and unfortunately there is enough ground and evidence to see that this is not something unusual. What's happening here? What if the federal government loses this trial? Not only the injustice that they done, you know, just to keep, as you said, for me, one of the most important things, regardless the issue of the BLM or whatever, this man with the other man, they're found guilty without even having a trial. I mean, nobody, unless, you know, I mean, if you commit a robbery, you rob a bank, or even if you kill somebody, you still have a bail. These people have not committed any type of violent crimes, and they're rotting like, you know, hardcore criminals. That's scary. That's really like NDA 2012. This is like police state right now. We're under martial law. This is no more under Constitution for sure. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. I'm just driving by the prison here, so I'm going to pull over and park for just a minute. But yes, the way that these people are treated, the good thing about it is Ammon's injustice has helped us to learn about much abuse that is going on unaccounted for inside of these facilities. And these people, if you argue with the guards, if you say something they don't like, they'll strip you of your clothes, they'll punch you in the stomach, they'll throw you in solitary confinement. And again, these are all unconvicted detainees. They're only supposed to be here so that they can guarantee that they will show up to trial.
Wow.
Is what the government says they're holding them for. So with Ammon's specific case, he had a shirt hanging off of his bed, like a lot of people do, and he's been severely targeted, so they're watching every move that he makes. He just came out of 40 days in solitary confinement, and he had a shirt hanging over his bed, and they came to try to take it from him. And he knows without a shirt he can't have breakfast in the morning, so he told them that, you know, there was no reason for them to take his shirt. He'll pick it up. He doesn't need to get it taken away. And because of that, he ended up being taken out in the hall, punched and kneed multiple times in the gut. They stuck their fingers in his ears to apply pressure. And then after that, they took him with handcuffs and shackles, and they put him in a 3-foot by 3-foot shower for 13 hours with his hands behind his back. Oh. After that, six guards drug him out of there. And Ammon is he's a very soft-spoken individual. And he really doesn't want trouble for these guys, but he also knows that he is only there to guarantee he will arrive at trial. And so the way that they continue abusing and picking on him, you know, eventually you start saying, no, I'm not going to let you continue doing this to me. And which is why he said he wasn't going to let them take his shirt away. And then they stripped him of his clothes. He couldn't lift his arms up because both of his shoulders were dislocated.
My gosh.
And so they physically lifted his arms up to take his clothes off, and then they stripped him naked and threw him in solitary confinement.
I mean, this is really, I tell you, if I didn't know that was happening in America, I say, okay, what is this, North Korea? I mean, what? That's what we are facing here. I mean, and it's so sad, you know.
Right.
It's so sad because, first of all, I really always, this is my opinion, of course, and I don't know if it's yours, but regardless, the private prison system, we know what type of cancer it is in our society. It's really the new fascism when the corporation, you know, becomes part of the government. And of course, this type of industry, I believe in private industry, I believe in real capitalism, but this is not a real capitalism. This is like a corporatism. And more important, they need to feed on people, on customers, to keep the system going. So that's exactly what they want. But regardless, what they're doing here, there is no accountability. I mean, does Ammon has a recourse with a lawyer or somebody out there? I mean, we need to do something because seriously, this is, he may just make it, probably he may die suffering before even he dies. They're not even going to kill him quick. What, does he have a lawyer?
Yeah, we did actually get his lawyer, who arrived today in Nevada. His public defender. The public defenders do nothing. They're paid $130 an hour to pretend like they're representing these people. So Ammon does have a private attorney. Funds are very low. He almost doesn't have enough to even make his trips here to see Ammon, but he did make this a priority to come, and he is here today. The difficult thing, though, is what the jail is doing is legal. They are allowed to actually hold you in these 3-foot by 3-foot cells for up to 72 hours with no food and no water when you're being punished. Now, I do not believe he should have had his handcuffs on, because that, I mean, in a 3-foot by 3-foot box for 13 hours, or even they told him he would stay there up to 72 hours, but we were all calling and making a lot of stink about what they were doing, and they actually released him after 13 hours.
Wow.
So anyway, the difficult thing is that when we go to the sheriff, he says, well, was he being disciplined? Did he do something wrong? And then the sheriff has been telling us this week that unless Ammon himself files an affidavit and a grievance stating what happened, that they will not investigate.
Wow.
Well, Ammon can't even get documents out to file these grievances with the sheriff. And on top of that, when they file grievances with the sheriff, they end up sitting longer in solitary confinement for speaking out. Wow. So it's really a no-win situation right now.
It's scary. It's like a nightmare, but it's here. It's real. It's happening. And what I'm trying to say here, guys, and listeners out there, you know, this tomorrow could happen to you, could happen to your son, could happen to your daughter. I mean, this is beyond the case of the Ammon. This is about the basic foundation of due process. And if there is really a justice in this country anymore, or we're living in the dark ages where they can throw you in the dungeon like under the king or queen, and bang, you are just a piece of meat. I mean, that's my point. That's
I think what the listeners need to also understand about these people is, while some of the main ones who are leading some of these protests are in jail, there's also a lot of people in jail right now who did nothing but show up to these protests. Some of the men who are in jail right now with Ammon showed up to a protest unarmed, very peaceable, and they were there for as much as an hour and a half. And they've been sitting now over a year in jail, denied bail.
Oh my
no
gosh.
criminal history, no criminal record, because the protest was directed against the overreach of the federal government coming into the state.
Wow.
And making rules and laws that they are not authorized to make. So when we say this could be anybody, this literally could be you tomorrow. If you find out your church is being persecuted and you show up to protest and stand with them in solidarity, you could end up for a year and a half sitting in one of these facilities with strip and body cavity searches, that they put their fingers places that fingers don't belong in these people's bodies to check them regularly and make sure they don't have drugs. And these are all unconvicted, nonviolent detainees right now. These are good men. They should not be going through this at all.
Wow, could be probably me, because I was there with them and I was doing my job as first of all as an American, you know, to exercise my First Amendment. Also as a member of the free media, I was recording the event. So I'm surprised I was able, thank God, to probably for now. You never know. I mean, they still have time to get me, I guess. This is really scary, guys. Now,
well, they do have Pete Santilli arrested, who was also there covering it in media.
Oh, I know. I was with Pete. I was with Pete. I know that. I was with Pete all the way.
So Pete is here at this jail that I'm sitting in front of right now, where he has been since last January, denied bail.
Wow, I'm still shocked how any attorney can justify, I mean, more important, how the system can justify, because the attorney should say, wait a second, you can't do that. We have the right to post bail, especially if there is no, come on, nobody got killed, as I said, it's a basic thing, even
Right.
what the government is saying, why they deny bail. Is there a way they can even bother to say to answer to this? But this is, for me, still unbelievable.
Well, they've all filed for pretrial release multiple times, and every time the judge says, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. You're not leaving. And none of them are flight risks. They all have families and homes. They're at no risk for fleeing the country. And the other thing is, all of the people who came to protest the federal government's abuse. They are not going to leave this situation. The people who are in jail right now want to fight this out all the way through in the courts and win. And so the fact that they're being denied bail so that they can be at home preparing for this huge battle that they want to be a part of is just one more sign that the government is continuously trying to silence them. They beat them, they're abusive, they're vile, and then they come along and offer these plea deals. You won't get 95 years in jail if you just plea out. Say you're guilty. Say you're guilty. Well, how many months of this can you take before you just say, fine, I'm guilty. If it will let me go home, I'm guilty. Just let me go home to my family.
Wow.
And that's all this is about right now, is getting guilty verdicts, because they know they will not get the guilty verdicts in the court.
They really, this is like, no matter who is in charge, no matter which administration, the system, the corrupted system is still there. Because right now, I tell you, if it was really true Trump was going to be a difference, the new attorney general, wait a second, what's going on here? This is not just a small little thing going on. There's a lot of human beings, a lot of lives being destroyed. And I mean, they should get a sorry, a greeting cards, and of course, maybe even a check for the time and the money they lost, the homes they lost, or something. But no, they are still here, even with Trump and even with the new attorney general. I'm losing hope. What the heck?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Well, the people need to stand up. Right now, we're doing a 24-hour day camp out here at the prison in Pahrump, Southern Nevada. It's the Pahrump Southern Nevada Detention Center. If anybody is local or even within a few states, and you can get here, we're going to be camping across the street from the prison where the inmates can see us. Because we came here to do this camp out, sit-in, basically, they have shut down the prison. So it's a complete lockout. They're not letting anybody come in and do visitation. And we're literally here doing a camp out because of our safety concerns of what they're doing to these inmates. But what they're doing to change that narrative is they're saying, because these people are camping here and they're so dangerous, we need extra security and we're going to go into lockdown.
Wow.
Which is a complete lie. I'm a mom. We've got a badminton set. We're going to be setting up and volleyball, and we're going to be camping out here, letting the prisoners know that we're here, we're watching. We're going to be protesting. For them to be right now, there's three armed guards standing at the entrance, staring at me. We can't enter the facility. We can't drive on the property now because they're in lockdown for this safety concern, and it's a complete lie of a narrative, and they're doing this to make people feel like, well, maybe we're scary. If they're going to these great lengths, maybe we are scary people here. And this is what they did in Oregon at the refuge.
Yeah.
When Ammon was out there, they shut the city down and they made everybody terrified. And they had no reason to be afraid. If anything, they should feel safe that people like us are here watching what's going on.
This is part of what they do best, They need to create fear. Mm-hmm. They need to create a narrative. They need to create a propaganda. And they love it because, they can justify, of course, all the over budget and over price structures. And every time they do it, trust me, even when they do a little bit of things like that, that's going to heads up the tab on our tax dollar. Trust me, when you go lockdown, oh man, private corporation loves it. These people are really something else. I'm really proud of you and all the people like you, of course. But in this case, I'm talking to you. I'm looking at your profile on Facebook. You're a young lady. Very courageous and also very, as I said, this is not some sort of entertainment. This is a risky business. Even just being there today, even just giving a like on some post that supports your position against the federal government, they can put you part of the conspiracy, according to the prosecutor and the judge lately on this case. So, I understand. I was there and I have no regrets, but at the same time, I understand this is serious. And what you're doing is amazing. But more important now, I have to say, you listeners, do not just keep driving or keep cooking or whatever you're doing at home and just say, oh, that's great. Hey, bravo, very good. Keep doing it. No, you need to do a little bit something yourself. Every one of us needs to do something, a little bit. Okay, I'm just here sticking my neck out. I could talk right now about stupid things, but no, I decided I want to talk about these things because this is more important than everything else. It's about freedom. It's about the freedom of our future, of our next generation, and our present. So right now we got to do something. But at the same time, I say, if there is a way, a phone number, somebody we can call, say, private prison, don't be so cocky, because you can just kill people like that. And because we are still here, the American people, we are watching. Do you have any phone number or maybe the sheriff number, anything we can go out?
Oh, yes.
Go ahead.
Actually, it would be very great, a number we have not been calling today that we could really use some calls to. We know the Nevada governor is incredibly corrupt, Harry Reid, and we know that he has huge invested interest in keeping the Bundys off of their land. But at the same time, we would love to get some phone calls to Senator Harry Reid. He is the governor of Nevada. He actually has the authority to pardon every one of these men and get them out of jail right now if he wanted to. And even if he isn't going to do that, it is still his responsibility as the governor of this state to make sure that they are not being abused, sexually assaulted, starved, thrown into these little holes for long periods of time. And so if any of the viewers would pick up their phone right now and call Governor Harry Reid, his phone number is 1-775-684-5670. That's Harry Reid, 775-684-5670. And, while we're very upset about the individual abuse Ammon Bundy is facing, everybody in this facility is suffering. And so we would really like to bring attention to that when we call Harry Reid and say, you have people suffering in your county and you're doing nothing about it.
I want just to be clarified. That's this senator for Nevada, because the governor is Brian Sandoval.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. I just gave you the number to the governor, so please call the governor.
Yeah, Brian Sandoval. You just find the governor. I mean, that's the governor of Nevada. Of course, Harry Reid is the senator, federal senator. Another, it's like talking to the devil, pretty much. If you want to give him a call,
right,
just
absolutely.
because if you want to talk to Lucifer, probably it's easier. They may give you a better answer. But we know this is all corruption. Doesn't matter. We still need to let them know that we are here. We are watching for our fellow human beings and Americans. That's what it's about. It's not about politics. It is not about differences of opinion. This is about, seriously, I wouldn't treat like that, a dog. A dog must deserve more respect.
No,
an animal.
We would be put in jail if we treated a dog like this.
Yeah.
If we chained a dog up and starved it and put it in a small box for 13 hours, beat it, and then isolated it, we would be in jail right now for animal abuse.
Exactly. No, this is really good. Lisa, I'll keep you posted. My only important, you please keep me posted. And I just sent you a request through Facebook. So maybe and every time you have any update, just PM me. And all I'm saying, thank you for bringing this information. Thank you for really just not talking about it. You're going out there physically, and you have a family, you have all your other things that normally you're committed, but you're doing this in a way that I wish we have more people to do this, because this is very serious. If we lose this battle, next time it's going to be any one of us. America as we knew it. No, as we know it, it's already. It's gonna be gone. I mean, it's better we move to China. Probably we're gonna have more rights there. Seriously. All right, listen. Thank you very much, and
thank you.
Keep me posted as you have. And if you have any photos of the, let's say, out there of these security guards or anything that can be posted publicly, send it to me via PM on Facebook so I can put it out on my Facebook page.
I will, and I'll do a live stream in about 5 minutes here. And once I get out of the car, and you can share that if you want. People can see there's guards with. There's guards with binoculars right now watching us, walking around the grounds of the facility. It's really intimidating. They're very heavily armed, and all we did was come because they're abusing people. So yes, please, I'll share. I'll do a live stream, get the word out there, and if more people could come and stand with us, that would help.
Very good. And I see here, by the way, on the live feed, I see my friend Little Dog. Say hi to him when you see him, okay?
Okay, I will do that.
Thank you very much. All right, guys, this is very disturbing. I mean, more I hear this stuff, more I say, is it real? Is it really real? I mean, what the heck is going on here? I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, This is real. You can be thrown in jail like that and abuse and torture. And the worst part, think about it, denial of bail when you have committed no previous crime and you have done no violent crime just because the state does not like your position. Are we really still the land of the free, home of the brave? I mean, come on. Come on. This is unbelievable. As you heard, there are people there that went to face this nightmare over 1 year in prison, just waiting for a trial, and all they did, they were just there peacefully exercising the right of freedom of speech. That's it. That's it. You know that. There is no stand in front of any type of jury who has still a little bit leftover brain to be found guilty. But now they need to crank it up. They need to make people completely afraid of their life, and more important, breaking them down at a system that they need to plead guilty. That's why I think really it's happening here. This is now like the mafia, not play anymore even, not even diplomatically, like that. They go just straight with it, breaking bonds. That's what they're doing. Let me take 1 second a break, and then we come back. I know it's hard to go back into the more lighter things, but we need to try to balance, as I said. Otherwise, we go crazy here. But at the same time, we got to do our part. So I said, one thing we can do, first of all, spread this information, seriously. Understand, regardless if you're left, right, middle, you don't care, doesn't matter. It's not about politics. This is about the basic human rights, American rights system that belongs to every human being. You're supposed to be found innocent until proven guilty. And more important, you should not be treated like, I don't know, in some Korean, dungeon, torture. Deny you basic things. All right, so let me do that. Don't forget to call Brian Sandoval, Nevada governor, and you can find this information, his phone number on the website. Just go Google Brian Sandoval, Nevada governor. Say, what are you doing? What are you doing? All right, guys, do not go away. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom. We'll look at Zanna, and God help us.
He's a songwriter, a poet, a rifleman.
I'm not afraid.
And a constitutional activist.
I'm not afraid.
Italian by birth.
I'm not afraid.
American by choice. Gianluca Zanna.
I'm not afraid.
And his new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom. 16 powerful songs on one CD from the heart of a patriot. For download or to order the CD, go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com. That's www.lovegunsfreedom.com. Lyrics for your mind, music for your heart. Gianluca Zanna's new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom.
There we go, back into the studio. I tell you, it's pretty hard for me to go back now to talk about, I don't know, erotic poems or serenades or pasta recipes, when there are people out there that are facing really not just tragedies, they're facing nightmares, and they're facing really life-threatening situation. That's what they're facing. This is happening right now in America, now in Korea, as I said, now in China. It's happening here. So I need to continue this hour. I'm sorry. Maybe a little hard for some of you guys. I don't care. Change channel. But I need to play this audio recording, this phone conversation of this very brave woman who I had just on the show a few minutes ago, Mrs. Stewart. And she had this conversation, phone conversation with Ammon Bundy, political dissident, political prisoner. That's what he is so far. And listen to his voice, exactly what they're doing to him. That's something I want you to understand. It's beyond politics. It's beyond if you believe it's right or wrong. And if you believe in the due process, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. He already was found innocent at the first trial in Oregon. Think about it. Now he's facing another one. Meanwhile, they're torturing him. He's fearing for his life. Listen, please.
You can. Ammon, go ahead and say hi.
Anyway, I just wanted everybody to, I don't know, maybe understand a little bit the situation. I I want,
Ammon, tell us what you...
This call is from an inmate facility.
the main thing I want you to believe my wife. I don't want people calling her a liar.
We believe her, Ammon. Tell us
I know.
what you have been through. She said that there were moments that you actually had circulation being cut off and you thought that they were going to kill you.
Well,
What happened?
They didn't like that I had a shirt hung over my bunk bed, I guess. So the guy took it, and that's fine and dandy, but the problem is if you don't have your shirt, they won't, then you can't get breakfast the next morning because they won't let you eat unless you have a shirt. And my other two shirts were in the laundry, so anyway, I tried to get it back, and he refused. And then Ryan got involved, and he tried to get it back, and anyway, then they decided to use force on us and drug Ryan out in the hallway. Or actually, they said that they wanted to talk to Ryan out in the hallway, and so he went out there willingly and talked to him. And I told him that I wanted to keep an eye on him because I was afraid of what they might do to him. And they said all they want to do is talk to him. That's all they said. So anyway, he talked out there for a while, and the next thing you know, they're following him down the hallway. And then they came in, and I demanded to know what they were going to do with Ryan, and they wouldn't tell me. And the other people in the pod were upset because they saw how the guy lied and told them that we had assaulted him, the guard, you know, and they were upset. So the pod was upset, and they wanted me to get out of into the hallway so they could do what they wanted to do with me without worrying about the other inmates. And so they grabbed me and dragged me out and beat me to the ground and kneed me, you know, and hit me and shoved their fingers in my ears and behind my ears. And anyway,
Can you tell us
handcuffed me. And
Can you tell us the names of any of the guards who were assaulting you?
no, and I don't want to quite go there yet, Kelly.
Okay.
I know maybe I should, but I don't want to be like them. I don't want to I don't want to retaliate.
I know. That's fine. I'm just asking.
They need accountability, but I don't know. Maybe I have more faith in people saying what was wrong. The problem is the tyrants.
They are.
They don't recognize themselves. Just justify it all. I mean, I don't even get it. I can't think that way, and
Okay, so
I don't get it.
they took you into a
When they-
shower stall.
They drug me down, yeah, and they took me down into,
This call is from an inmate facility.
threw me in a shower. It's probably about a 3x3 block,
Yeah.
brick shower. It has a metal door on the back side of it. And I'm handcuffed, and they did take my leg irons off, but my leg irons had cut around my ankles and both my legs, so they were bleeding.
Your ankles were bleeding.
And both of them, because of the trip down the long hallway with the leg irons on. And then I'm handcuffed behind my back. They got my arms turned out, you know, so that really bad position. And then with that little room, I could just crunch up, and I could never get any comfortable. I could stand up, but after a couple hours of that, I'd have to go back. Then I was hurting my shoulders.
And you were handcuffed this whole time?
Yeah, behind my back, and they were tight, and my hands were starting to swell up, and cutting circulation off my hands, kept having to move my hands to keep circulation in my hands. And
How long were you
right
in there?
shoulder, I was in there for 13 hours. And they were telling me that I was going to be in there for 72 hours. But I think the reason why they abandoned that was because Ryan was calling. He could see a little bit of the shower from his cell. So he was calling her, trying to, I think that's what brought a lot of attention. And
This call is from an inmate facility.
mentioned one time that Nye County was going to come and investigate. And I think that's what, I don't know who said that, but whoever said that was wise in saying that, because they began to act different once that was said.
They didn't actually come and investigate?
I've never seen them or talked to them. No, I still would like to. I'd like to tell them what's going on.
You
I'd
wanna
like to show them my hands and stuff.
You want to speak to the sheriff?
Either that or the commissioners.
Okay.
They have a responsibility to protect the people's rights in this county.
Yeah, they do.
And just because this facility has a federal contract, it doesn't negate their responsibility to protect the people that are within the boundaries of their county.
No, the contract does not give
What's
them.
happening here?
The contract does not give them the right to abuse anybody. No contract gives somebody the right to treat people the way that they are treating you and many other prisoners. What you're experiencing, you are bringing light to what many other people across this country are going through, Ammon. And I commend you for being bold enough to share your story so that people can get involved and people can tell their neighbors what's going on and how we need to get to the jails and set these people free, all of them. If you guys are not going to receive due process, then there's no reason for you to be sitting in these jail cells just to be tortured and abused. This isn't America. This isn't how we do things.
No. Well, what they wanted from me is they wanted nothing but for me to submit. They wanted my spirit. They wanted to that's all they want.
Yeah.
And so I spent, because they're like, well, we'll take your handcuffs off if you'll just strip and
This call is from an inmate facility.
and do what we tell you to. And that's all they want, Kelly.
I know.
And it's no different than, I don't know, but it seems no different to me than any other torture. When we think about tortures and torture chambers, they drag you in and they throw you in there and then they inflict physical pain on you to get you to, do what they want you to do or admit to something that they want you to admit or deny something that they want you to deny, but it's all through force, and that's what I just experienced. And
You are absolutely.
Anyway,
you're absolutely a prisoner of war, Ammon. There's no other way around it. You are a prisoner of war.
Well, it got pretty, I don't know, I was quite a bit of pain, in there, and I couldn't sleep because I'd been up, the day, and then all through the night, about 30 hours, almost 30 hours, I think. Yeah, it's probably right around 30 hours since I had been able to, I was in there without sleep, and then I had to, I had to go to the bathroom, and there's no place, so I just put that in the drain, but then that was difficult.
Right there in the 3-foot by 3-foot shower that they left you in for 13 hours is where you also had to use the bathroom.
Well, yeah, there's no other choice. I had to go to the bathroom twice, and then I didn't want to use, there's no water, and of course they don't feed you, but there's a shower there, but the problem is if I turned the shower on, it's too small, I would have got wet, and the temperature's already at the point, and probably because of, the shock of my body and stuff, I was already shivering and shaking. I didn't want to get wet because I felt that I would be really cold then. And anyway, So then they kept telling me that if I don't submit, that they're going to escalate the force on me. And I just kept telling them that, look, they don't have a right to do what they're doing. And you can't, they don't have a right to torture me just because they are not willing to give them what they want. And so anyway, then, so at probably around close to noon or something today, I think, they came in with like a SWAT team. They're fully geared up, like riot gear. I've never seen it in here before like that. And they opened the door and they dragged me out. And at that point, I could, I was still in my handcuffs, and it was hard to get up and walk. But they weren't too mean to me. They did help me up and walked me over to my cell and to the hole, and they took me in there and made me lay face on my ground while several of them were on my back. And then they handcuffed me, and I could barely move my arms, so they had to move my arms for me to put because they said as soon as they unhandcuffed me that I was supposed to put my arms on my head, but I couldn't do it because of the position I was in for so long, and because of the circulation of my arms, and still difficult to move my arms. So they used their hands to grab my arms and put my hand on my head, and then they stripped me all the way down to nothing, rolled me over, did their inspections, threw the clothes out the door, backed out and shut the door and left me naked in the cell.
And that's where you are right now?
Well, the guard that looks over the hole here, he got my garments, my undergarments, and he threw them back through the latch, and so I was able to put those on. And that's where I'm at right now.
And how long do they plan to leave you in the hole? Until we come and get you out?
I don't know. I have no idea. The thing is we have to understand that in their eyes, this is all my fault. And I don't know.
It's not your fault, Ammon.
I could be a good.
This call is from an inmate facility.
I'm just not a good prisoner.
You're not a good slave. You're not a good slave.
I know, but
that's all. This isn't your fault.
If I would just comply and accept, I could probably be a lot easier in here, but I don't know.
If you comply and accept, then that's what we are.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Then that's what we are to do out here as well. And there's a group of us that'll get together, and we'll fly down to Nevada, and we'll be there by this weekend, and we'll bring as many elected officials as we can, and we will make sure that you have a meeting with either commissioners or the sheriff. So you can mark my words.
I'm telling you,
we will come. Okay, we'll come. John will come.
I really believe not for my sake, but for the sake of what might happen to somebody else. They intended on leaving me in there for 72 hours, and it would almost have killed me. I'm certain of it. 13 hours was enough.
Well, you have 500 listeners right now. Do you think they'll let you call back in?
Your time is up.
So it's Ammon Bundy from CCA, Pahrump, Nevada Detention Center, Hostage Center, where he had a shirt hanging off of the edge of his bed last night, so they drug him out at 10 p.m. and threw him in a 3-foot by 3-foot room shower for 13 hours with no food and water. And after that, he was stripped naked and thrown into solitary confinement with no clothes. And it was one guard who came and brought him back his garments. America, wake up. This is not the land of the free and the home of the brave. Wake up. We need people. We need funds going to the attorneys. AmmonBundyDefense.com. 500 viewers right now. Each of you go and donate $5 right now so that we can get Ammon's attorney, who is not in Nevada, Morgan Philpott, down there to Nevada to be fighting for him. He should already be in Nevada, and the only reason he's not in Nevada is because of funds, because he doesn't financially have the means to be there staying for the next year fighting this battle for Ammon. So he's left dependent on Dan Hill, his court-appointed attorney, who obviously has not intervened and done anything in this situation. We, the people, stepped up and made phone calls to the jail. That is why he was taken out of the hole after 13 hours, when they were going to leave him there for 72 hours. Did you guys hear his voice? It didn't even sound like Ammon Bundy. Can you imagine what his family is going through, knowing how he's suffering? We have to do more. No more rallies. We have to have protests. We have to have. We need to be flooding online media. We need to be contacting all of the elected officials. Everybody needs to be calling the Nye County Sheriff Department and demanding that he go in there and speak to Ammon Bundy. Demanding. He needs to call. He needs to go do a well check on Ammon Bundy. His ankles were cut from the shackles that they drug him down the hall and down the stairs with. He was handcuffed for 13 hours with his hands behind his back in a 3-foot by 3-foot shower, and then thrown naked into solitary confinement. If this is not the time for the people to rise up and say, absolutely not on my watch, then when is the time? These men have been convicted of no crimes. They will be acquitted. He will be acquitted in his trial. I absolutely guarantee that. So now this man will have suffered along with the others who have stood strong, like Ryan Bundy, who says, I will not comply with unlawful orders. That's very un-American of anybody to comply with unlawful orders. If it's a bad law, you don't comply with it. He had every right to keep his garments in there with him and not have them taken out of his room last night. They're bullying him. They're not complying with unlawful orders. That is what a proud American does. That's not what a terrorist does.
Okay, guys, I had to stop here. This is pretty much the phone call conversation with from prison, from a federal facility that is pretty much private, though, of course, like the Federal Reserve. This private prison in Pahrump, Nevada. You heard directly from the voice of Ammon Bundy what's happening to him. Remember, this man has been denied he's been denied bail. He was found not guilty in Oregon. Okay. Why already spent, many months waiting for trial without bail. Same story now here. Meanwhile, they are waiting for trial. Look what they're doing to him and people like him. So that's my point. This is the new America, where you are guilty until proven innocent, where you do not even have a basic right of a cow. I think cows has better rights when they go to the slaughterhouse now. If you go to be a cow in some decent slaughterhouse, they treat you more humanly. Trust me. So that's the story. What can I say? Should I say, oh, don't worry about it. It's all cool. Go back to Cinco de Mayo, drink tequila, and God bless Mexico. And yes, God bless Mexico. How did I come out with that? Speaking about Cinco de Mayo, what type of stupid holiday you celebrating? I say you, or some of you. We're here facing the destruction of America, and we are somehow bothering to even think about something that does even really being celebrated in Mexico. That's amazing. We should celebrate, the torture of many innocent, and not just Ammon Bandys, but all the innocent that were found innocent. They've been rotting in prison and being tortured and treated like animals. That's what we should celebrate. Their courage, their sacrifice. Not Cinco de Mayo. For God's sake, who gives a damn? Seriously. Anyway, let me take a break before I start to really get out of my control. I'm going to have a Zanna coffee. I'll say a prayer by myself. I'm not here to proselyte or to tell you what to do. Whatever you believe is fine for me. I couldn't care less. Don't you understand? I'm not here as a perfect Christian. I'm a terrible Christian. I tell you, you do whatever you please. I couldn't care less, whatever you believe. All I care that whatever you believe does not infringe on my belief. That's it. Okay? So I'm a bad Christian if it comes to that. Yes, I'm not here to preach. But I still pray my own way. And I pray for the soul and the body of Ammon Bundy and all the other people out there was suffering, and for their families. That's it. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom. We'll look at Zanna. Do not go away. Hey, you. Yes, I'm talking to you. You deserve a break. Enjoy a moment of indulgence. It's time for Zanna Coffee. Guilt-free pleasure. Zanna Coffee is the organic coffee to amplify your senses and enhance love for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Only the best organic and GMO-free coffee beans from around the world that I selected. Zanna Coffee brings you happiness in every cup. Fair trade certified, sustainable organic coffee. That means we do not use slaves. Free Zanna songs with every coffee bag. Find Zanna Coffee at www.zannacoffee.com. www.zannacoffee.com. Get your coffee bag now. Don't be cheap. Life is too short and you deserve the best. Zanna Coffee. Here we go. It's the end, at least for today's show. And God's willing, of course, we will talk next Sunday. Why say always God's willing? Because regardless you believe in God or not, the point is it's not up to me. You see how things can change, not even month by month or week by week. I say hour by hour. In every way. It is not just the government. I mean, I had a Facebook friend, Kenny Field. We've been in touch on Facebook for probably 3 years. He's a local. I met him in person. He used to live in Golden Valley. I remember his last post was on Facebook. Oh, I quit smoking. I feel great. And he was sharing one of his latest little food that he likes. That was nice. I like to see people having a positive attitude, especially when you're already struggling with things and trying to find happiness in easy, simple things, like a meal, like getting back to be healthy. He enjoyed playing music. He was a guitar player. He was, I think, in his early 60s, so he was still young. Now, the blue the other day, I found out, hey, did you hear what happened to Kenny? I said, no, what happened? He died in a car accident. But it wasn't even a car. According to what they found, he had a heart attack. They found a strap in his own seatbelt. Thank God nobody else got hurt. And it was just gone, like that. That's my point. That's why I say God's willing. Because I'm here today, I don't know what's going to happen next hour. I'm not so arrogant. So all I can tell you though, I'll do my best to be around. I have a lot of things I would like to finish before I go. A lot of things I would like to share. And try to do my part. That's all I can say. This is a battle, by the way, you know that. At least for me, I found out my own answers. I don't know for you find whatever you think, but the point is, why am I here? Why I have to be born in misery? Because every time you think about it, the first thing you do when you're born, what do? You cry. You don't like smiling, hey, everything's fine, I got it ready to go. No, you're going to be struggling the rest of your life. It's always a struggle. You are in this physical material dimension. Your body is a pain because your body gets hurt. The body needs to eat. The body needs to be fed. And then you want that, and then you want this, and then you have to work, and then you have to pay taxes, of course. That's, just to make things even worse. Government really does a great job there. But they say it's a struggle. But we are here. After all, we're going to be gone anyway one day. Why we have to go through all this misery? Maybe because there is some good in all this. Maybe because we have a chance to go through an opportunity to show where we stand. We've been given a chance. First of all, to appreciate, enjoy. There is a good part in this life. It's not just all pain. There are also some good things. There are some emotions, even physical sensations. Think about it. If we are right now for a limited time, you have a body that you can appreciate. You should take care of it. You should appreciate it. It's like almost a gift. It is a gift. And from little thing of pleasure, it could be, a nice piece of bread, homemade bread, or a glass of wine, or a kiss, or any other thing could be nice and make you feel good. But I think there is more than just this first layer of physical sensation. there is then the opportunity to choose where you stand. You can stand for good or you can stand for evil. You can, and don't get me wrong, I'm not holy, I'm not perfect. But every time I know I'm doing something wrong, I try to correct myself. That's the fact. And maybe, I don't know, maybe we have to go through few lives to improve ourselves. Maybe this is our journey where we've been given a chance to decide. And sometimes people say, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to mind my business. And that's probably your choice. And your silence is consent. When you see all this evil happening, you cannot just stay silent. That's what I'm trying to say. Because, one day, no matter what, you will be gone. We all be gone. So there is no reason to be fear of something that is inevitable. How you say, my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, it was not. Oh, this is terrible. You cannot have fear of something that it will be oh my God. I'm going to give up on this one. It will happen anyway. I'm sure you know the word. I'm just freaking out now. Anyway, so it's going to happen. I will find the word next week. So the point is, why to be afraid? Why to be afraid? Use this fear and get something out of that. Get you the motivation, the strength, the energy to do what you have to do. So that's what I'm trying to say here. Let's appreciate life. Let's enjoy life. It's a gift. Yes, it's also a journey. It also can be a pain, a lot of challenges for sure. But also it's an opportunity to put really in stones our legacy, where we stood, what we tried to do. Because our actions of today, I think it was a movie, I think it was Lord of the Rings. Our actions of today, they will echo or reverb in eternity. Think about it. All right? So meanwhile, we are on planet Earth. We got to pay bills. I appreciate your help to keep this show on the air. Because, it's not the show. It costs me as a station. Of course, I want you to help the station with sponsors. And more important, support K-Talks by, their sponsor. But this show is completely self-produced. I'm here. It takes me a lot of my time. Please go to my website, www.zanna.us. You can download any of my songs for just 99 cents. You can find the link for Zanna Coffee, zannacoffee.com. And of course, now there is a new ebook, Lyrics and Poems. A new book is coming out in a couple of weeks. Of course, the erotic poems book. I appreciate your help. Thank you very much. God's willing, I'll talk to you next Sunday. You've been listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with Luca Zanna.